Did Kooda B rat? In today's news, we got 6IX9INE and Kooda B. 6IX9INE is saying Kooda B ratted. Kooda B is saying 6IX9INE ratted. Well, guess what? I got the paperwork here. And today, I'm gonna let y'all know who told. Now, this situation all stems from a 2018 shooting in Manhattan. Who was the target? 300, Chief Keef. So let me take y'all back to how this entire beef started. For those who don't know, at that time, 6IX9INE had the industry on smash. So he's messing with Cuban Doll, you know what I'm saying? And at that time, Cuban Doll was messing with Tato, who is a good friend or cousin of Chief Keef. I guess he's messing with her, and you know what I mean? They start having words because you messing with my shorty, whatever the case may be. So unfortunately, yes guys, this entire situation started off a shorty that both of these guys are probably not even with anymore. We then see a video of 6IX9INE putting out a hit on Chief Keef. Y'all remember that video?
Yeah. I got a 30 pack right now, bro. 30 pack. Swear to God, I got a 30 pack, bro.
What's up, family? What's up, family? What's going on, family?
Now, if y'all was thinking anything like me, the first thing y'all was saying was, who the hell is recording this? But even a step further, who the hell released it, son? Your mans is putting out a hit on someone, it's being recorded, and then furthermore, y'all take it a step further to release it? Sounds crazy to me, but I don't know. So the hit went out to Kooda B. Alright. We all know later down the line, 6IX9INE cooperates. Various reasons why he cooperated. He justified it by that. These guys wasn't my friends. They was doing foul stuff, so that's why I cooperated. But everybody posed the question to 6IX9INE, well, how about Kooda B? He was your friend. What was he doing? We didn't hear him on wiretaps talking about you gotta super violate him. So his response to people saying, why did he snitch on Kooda B? He responded by saying, I never told on Kooda B. Kooda B told on himself. But Kooda B then says 6IX9INE was cooperating already. So like I said, I got the paperwork. So let's get straight to it. Kooda B ended up taking 54 months. Now, we do have the paperwork, so I need y'all to follow me here. The prosecutors, these are the guys that's going against 6IX9INE, going against Kooda B, going against Treyway. Their names are Jacob Warren and Michael D. Longyear. And as for Kooda B, his lawyer's name is Lisa Scaleri. All right, so I'm gonna start this off by reading Kooda B's plea deal. This is what he had to admit when taking that plea. So when you're taking a plea deal, it normally starts off with, you know, they ask you a bunch of questions and you're stating yes, no, were you forced to take this plea deal? Yes, no, whatever the case may be. But let's get to the juicy stuff. It starts off right here. The defendant. In June 2018, I was present and helped arrange for another individual to shoot a gun at a rival that Tekashi wanted to scare. The court. Shoot a gun. The defendant. At a rival that Tekashi wanted to scare. The court. At a rival that Tekashi wanted to scare, correct? The defendant. Yes. I arranged for the individual to be driven to Times Square and carry out the plan in front of the W Hotel. When the target came out of the hotel, the individual fired a shot in the direction of the area where the target was standing. The shot was fired because Tekashi wanted the individual rather than actual hit. They cut him off. Well, his lawyer cuts him off. Ms. Scaleri, say that again, start again. The defendant. Now here comes Kooda B. The shot was fired because Tekashi wanted to intimidate rather than actually hit the individual. I did this because Tekashi asked me to arrange this. I was aware that Tekashi 6IX9INE was a part of the 9 Trey, a group of people who committed violent crimes. I knew that the target was a rival of Tekashi in the 9 Trey. I did what Tekashi asked me because I wanted to stay in good standing with him. I believe that Tekashi 6IX9INE wanted to scare their rival to maintain or improve his position with the 9 Trey. The court. This took place in Manhattan. The defendant. Yes. The court. All right. I just want to focus on 9 Trey, as Mr. Longyear indicated. For you to be guilty of count 8, 9 Trey needs to be an enterprise, meaning it's engaged in foreign or interstate commerce. Mr. Longyear, can you proffer as to 9 Trey? Mr. Longear: Yes, Your Honor. As part of the racketeering activity, 9 engaged in drug dealing. Some of the narcotics that were dealt by 9 included heroin and fentanyl, which was imported from outside the United States. Therefore, there was an impact on interstate and foreign commerce. The court: All right. Ms. Scolari: Does the defense agree with those proffered facts? Ms. Scolari: Yes. The court: And do you agree with that, Mr. McKenzie? The defendant: Yes. The court: Now I want to focus on your relationship to 9 You indicated that Tekashi wanted this shooting to be done to maintain his position in 9 Is that correct? The defendant: Yes. The court: And you indicated that you wanted to stay in good standing with Tekashi, correct? The defendant: Yes. That's Kooda B's plea deal. Now, if you've been paying attention to guys like Wack 100, 6IX9INE, a lot of these guys, they're going around saying, yo, when he took that plea deal, he named my name, he said this, he said that. He basically told on himself. So let's read Tekashi 6IX9INE's plea deal now. Let's get into that. On or about June 2nd, 2018, in furtherance of 9 of the 9 enterprise, I paid a person to shoot a rival member of 9 to scare them. The shooting took place in Manhattan. I did this to maintain or increase my own standing in 9 In furtherance of this shooting, I knew that a member of 9 discharged a gun. Alright, y'all. Now, after I read 6IX9INE's plea deal, I automatically say, alright, Kooda B, you named Tekashi 6IX9INE's name. You said a whole bunch. Tekashi just said, I only paid someone to do this shooting. You never said your name. So I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I like Kooda B, but it looks like I'm gonna have to put this out there that he looks like he did bad. However, I did a little bit more digging, and this is where the truth comes out. So let me take you guys to the bail hearing, right? This is where I believe Kooda B, his lawyer, is trying to ask for bail. This is where things get interesting. During Kooda B's bail hearing, his lawyer, Lisa Scolari, she asked a very interesting question to the judge. Your Honor, I have a question that I don't know if the government would feel willing to answer it, but it could pertain to the bail application issues. I understand that the initial round of discovery, which included videos of the shooting that my client is charged with, was produced in December. Perhaps the government could inform the court and counsel as to when Mr. Hernandez began to cooperate. The courts: No. So once I read that, I mean, this is before Kooda B takes his plea deal. He hasn't taken his plea deal, and his lawyer is asking the courts, at what point has Daniel Hernandez, Tekashi 6IX9INE, been cooperating? Because there's a video that has been it's already been produced to the courts. So that already tells you how they picked up Kooda B. But for the people that don't want to agree or believe, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna keep reading. Ms. Scolari, because that could be relevant in terms of his knowledge, whether it was personal or whether it came from the discovery. That's why I asked. The courts: Look, I'll allow the government to shed light on the source of evidence that it has with respect to this incident. But the date that a defendant began to cooperate is something that might be disclosed in Jenks Act material. But really, before then, I don't see why it bears on the bail issue here. The government has proffered the evidence that it has with respect to the shooting in question. This is the part where it's very interesting. When it was that Mr. Hernandez first implicated Mr. McKenzie, that does not seem to be very consequential of my assessment of the 3142 issues here. That tells you right there, they just said Mr. Hernandez implicated Mr. McKenzie. All right, so now they get into how they tied everything together. Again, from 6IX9INE already implicating Mr. McKenzie, now he gets locked up. Now, they also catch Mr. McKenzie, which is Kooda B, because they're pinging his phone. They're pinging his phone, driving all the way to the city, driving back to Brooklyn. They're saying he has a van. They see when someone gets out the van, do the shooting, all of this happens, and they watch him drive back to Brooklyn. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I heard it was someone else that did the shooting. I did reach out to the person who I heard did the shooting, but they declined to sit down, which is their prerogative. But what I'm gonna read to y'all now is another time they say that Mr. Hernandez implicated Mr. McKenzie. Now, right now, what they're doing is just going through the text messages. They're using facial recognition. They tie Kooda B's face to his social media. They tie the phones to his email in his bio. Also, there's conversations that he's having with people on Rikers, and he's like, yo, I'm gonna meet up with Bix. They're tying all that together, and that's how they confirm that this is Kooda B speaking. Now, after the shooting, here's what happens. Mr. Warren, again, that's the prosecutor. Mr. Hernandez is in Los Angeles, of course, as the government indicated in its letter. Mr. Hernandez informed the government that he offered to pay Mr. McKenzie $20,000 to shoot at the victim, that Mr. McKenzie accepted the offer. And the day after the shooting, Mr. Hernandez flew back from LA and went to meet Mr. McKenzie with Kafano Jordan. That's shoddy for everybody who don't know. They met Mr. McKenzie. Mr. Hernandez had $20,000 on him. He had more than $20,000 in cash on him. But as he was counting out the money, Mr. Jordan, shoddy, counted out $10,000 and said, that's enough, take that. So I'm guessing they were supposed to give him $30,000 or $20,000, whatever it was. But when they counted up to $10,000, Shoddy was just like, yo, take this $10,000 and go, my guy. And that was it. So, but it's weird because Kooda B was on Vlad TV and he said he never received any bread. But in the documents, they're saying they got $10,000, but that was it. But I don't know. But yeah, there it goes. That's just saying that this is before Kooda B takes his plea deal. They're already stating that 6ix9ine has cooperated. So there you have it, man. I know 6ix9ine is going around and saying that he never implicated Kooda B. This is the paperwork. I went on Pacer. Everybody keeps saying Kooda B has said go on Pacer, and 6ix9ine has said go on Pacer. So I ain't do nothing wrong. I went on Pacer. And I see that 6ix9ine was cooperating first. I ain't gonna call him a rat. I ain't gonna call him a snitch. That's not my place. But it states in this paperwork that you did cooperate first. So for everybody saying Kooda B ratted, you know, present paperwork. And that goes for anybody. Before you put such a bold claim on someone, present paperwork, man. I think it's corny that so many people are going out there and putting these bold claims and accusations on people. They making accusations about people, and they're not downloading the paperwork. A page is 10 cents. It's 10 cents a page, bro. Just do it. You know what I mean? I don't know, Kooda B, I cleared your name. Nobody else did it, I did. We're gonna put it like that. You know what I'm saying? And let me know who else name we should clear, because we can't have y'all running around here dirtying people's names out here like that. But listen, man, shout out Kooda B, shout out 6ix9ine, shout out the Woo, shout out Brownsville. It's a wrap, not a rat. Again, man, if you like the content, follow Pphilms, you know what I'm saying? Like, comment, share, follow, subscribe. If you ain't tapping in, you tapping out. You know how I go.